Now, I spoke earlier in the show about Sarah Milgrim, who should have been starting one of the happiest chapters of her life. Her boyfriend was about to propose. He just bought a ring. Instead, they were killed as they left the Jewish Museum in Washington last week. Now, one of Sarah's friends, Ayelet Razin, joins us now from Israel. Ayelet, you're also an expert on international law and human rights. You're the former Director of International Justice at Israel's Ministry of Justice. And I actually interviewed you and met you when I was in Israel last year. So I'm sorry that we are now speaking again on this topic. And I'm so sorry for your loss. Can you tell us about Sarah?
Yes, I can. I actually met you and met Sarah around my research and advocacy on the gender-based violence on October 7th. And Captive, that's how I met her. She was my counterpart in the Israeli embassy in Washington. And she was the one who arranged all the meetings with stakeholders, with lawmakers, to learn about the evidential status of the sexual violence and to promote policies according to what they have seen and been shown. And it's a tragedy. She was a beautiful soul, a peace lover and peace activist. And she was murdered brutally only because she was Jewish, because she was Israeli. And this should be taken as a wake-up call, not only in the U.S., but all over the world. The next murder, it's not a question of an if, it's a question of a when. And I hope people are starting to realize that.
And you're so right, Ayelet, because this climate is emerging in America, in Australia, in England, in France, right around the world. You know, I spoke earlier, globalize the Intifada, this violent activist movement, and we've seen the reaction to this assassination. There've been all these activists with massive online profiles coming in to defend what he did. I mean, how have you even processed that sort of online reaction to this, shocking tragedy of your friend?
It's just, it's unbearable. It's unbelievable. It's kind of like you brought it on yourself because you're Jewish, because you're Israeli, as if Sarah or Yaron, may they rest in peace, had anything to do with Israel's policy and the war and Gaza and anything. And really, if it's not clear that it really doesn't matter if you're pro-Palestine or pro-Israel, whatever you think of the conflict, if it's not clear that you cannot murder innocent people on, at the end of an event of the Jewish Museum, that really, I don't know where all this is heading. And show me where else is there an ethnical group, a religious group, any group that has to hide its, religious symbols, that cannot speak its native language out in public. Those are the strong recommendations when Israelis and Jews travel around the world. There's a strong recommendation to be especially aware. Just yesterday, it came out in Canada, not in Afghanistan or Iraq, in Canada. Jewish people and Israeli people are warned especially not to show their, their identity, because there are strong threats in Canada. Where is this going? And more importantly, who's going to stop this?
No, exactly.
Who's going to say,
Ayelet, you did a lot of work on the rapes of women that happened on October 7. I mean, do you think part of the problem is that political leaders and the mainstream media have allowed this false narrative to take hold that Israel is committing genocide? I mean, Yaron, of course, was killed, but Sarah's a woman. We haven't seen this movement in support of her from the feminists.
No, it's in continuation to the betrayal and the double standard. There's this mantra, me too, unless you're a Jew, which unfortunately is true when it comes to Jewish women, Israeli women. And there's no, clear standard on where to draw the line. And this behavior is setting us back years and years in our achievements as humanity, as feminists, the solidarity, it doesn't hold when you're Israeli or Jewish.
Yeah.
But I want to take this a step further. The threat of radicals, extremists, Islamic, they're a minority, a tiny minority, but they're setting the standard. It's not only to Israelis or Jews. Everywhere in the world, every week or so, you see some kind of terror attack towards a crowd, a general crowd, not only Israelis, not only Jews. And if the world doesn't understand this is a threat and we need to stand together and push back on it and fight it, it's just either stupidity or blindness, I don't know, or in the name of the politically correct.
You're 100% right. And that shooter of Sarah and Yaron had even posted on social media saying death to America. So this isn't just about Israel. This is about Western civilization. This is spreading the caliphate and Sharia law and not having the values that we all hold dear in democracy. Ayelet, I'm so sorry again for the loss of your friend and hope that next time we speak, it's under better circumstances. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.